Hello, I'm George from Panouseris Yacht Charters, and today we are going to show you our 2023 Beneteau 40.1 Valkyrie. This yacht has a layout of 4 cabins and 2 heads. Before we proceed with the technical presentation of the yacht, let's have a quick look at the living spaces of the yacht. So, let's start with the cabins. On the stern left cabin, we have the master switches of the yacht. Here we have the electrical switches of the yacht. This black one is the general master switch. This is for the engine and this is for the service batteries. Under normal circumstances, these switches must remain on at all times. On the right, we have this thermical fuse for the anchor winch. If you apply too much pressure on the anchor winch, this fuse may trip. Under the bed of the front cabin, we have the bow thruster, the battery of the bow thruster and its fuse. Under the middle and the right side of the couch, we can find all the life jackets of the yachts and also the life belts. The front side of the couch can be adjusted and the table can be transformed into a double bed. Under the left side of the couch, we have the battery of the VHF, the battery of the AIS along with its battery charger, one fire extinguisher, the first aid kit, the toolbox and the flares. On the left side of the chart table, we have the inside plotter. The inside plotter and the outside plotter are not connected and they work separately. On the right, we have the VHF. Distress button is right here. You can increase and decrease the volume from this knob and you can change the channels from here. On top we have the display where you can see the levels of the water and the diesel tank and also the battery levels. Here we have the main electrical panel, the radio and the AIS Class A. On the left side we have the switch for the instruments, navigation lights, engine light, deck light, anchor light. On the lower part we have the interior light, the switch for the bilge pump. If you press it once, it's on auto. If you press it twice, it's on manual. Freshwater pump switch here. When the freshwater pump works, you see green light here. If you are not using any taps and you see this green light on, this means that the tank that you are currently using is empty. Fridge unit switch is here. Under the floor in front of the engine room, we have the freshwater system. This yacht is equipped with 2 water tanks. The water tank in the bow, which is tank number 1, is 330 liters, and the stern one is 230. Always use one freshwater tank at a time, and in order to switch between the two water tanks, you need to close first the one switch and open the other one. About the toilets. If you want to flush out, you need to keep the switch to the right and use the pump. If you want to flush out while using seawater, you need to turn the switch to the left and use the pump. When you want to operate the shower drain pump, you need to press the black button behind here. If you press it once, the pump will work for 20 seconds. This yacht has two waste tanks, one for each toilet. In order to avoid any kind of blockage, you should not throw anything inside the bowl. The valves to operate the two waste tanks for the front toilet is located inside the locker under the sink, while for the stern toilet it's located in the stern cabin. In this position, the valve is closed. Now you can use the waste tank. When you want to empty the waste tank, you need to return the valve to its previous position. This is the fridge. You can access the fridge either from the top or the lower part. For the top door, when you open the lid, it locks in position. To adjust the temperature of the fridge, you can do it through this switch. To close the lid, hold it from the top, remove the safety pin, and control its way down. To operate the stoves, you need to press this button inside, turn to the left, and use a lighter. For the oven, you can have the flame either on top or at the bottom. You cannot have both flames at the same time. You can lock and unlock the oven door through here, and the tilt from here. Gas valve is located inside this locker. This tap is for the foot pump. The foot pump can be operated using seawater if this valve is in this position, and with fresh water when the valve is looking down. On the stern left cabin, we have the switches for the shore power. The general switch for the shore power are these two. This switch is for the AC outlets, this is for the battery charger, and this is for the boiler. When you want to use the boiler, you open the switch, you wait half an hour for the water to warm up, close the switch, and then make your shower. Otherwise, if you are not connected with the shore power, you can have hot water through the cooling system of the engine when the engine is hot. Here we have the engine. This yacht is equipped with a 45 horsepower Yanmar engine with axle drive. The consumption of this engine is around 4 liters per hour at 2200 RPM. You can check the engine oil from the dipstick on the right. If you need to top up the oil, you can do it from here, and cooling water from the back. Now let's continue with the outside of the yacht. On the right locker we have some flippers and masks, the second anchor with 20 meters of chain, the oars for the dinghy and also the central seat for the dinghy, and the plastic bucket. On the other side we have a canister with 25 liters of spare diesel in case of emergency for the engine, 5 liters of unleaded fuel for the outboard, the second fire extinguisher, foot pump for the dinghy, spare mooring lines, and some spare electrical connectors. On the stern left side we have the handle for the manual bilge pump and the filling point for the diesel tank. In the middle locker we have the 50-meter floating line for anchoring, the second horseshoe pedal, the water hose with a connector, and the emergency tiller. Further on the right we have the two gas bottles, and on the fully right side we have the filling point for the stern water tank. When underway, the back rails should be closed like this, and the gangway should be in the upper position and secured with two safety knots. To deploy the gangway, first of all you need to untie these two knots, push the rope down of the breaker, and give a gentle push to the gangway while at the same time controlling the rope. Set the gangway 20 centimeters off the dock and secure it in the breaker. Always put at least 2 safety knots over the breaker for security. About the platform. To open the platform, the boat must be stopped. When the platform is down, maximum 2 people should be standing on it. Jumping, of course, is not allowed for safety reasons and in order to avoid any kind of damages. To open the platform, first you need to remove the safety pin on the left side and then go on the right side and use the rope. Remove the rope from the breaker and slowly take down the platform. On the left helm station, we have the multifunction display on the right, where you can see the wind indication, the speed and the depth. The depth is measuring from the waterline. The draft of this yacht is 1.8 meters. You can also change the pages by pressing the up and down button. On the left side, we have the autopilot controller. On top, you can see the position of the rudder even when the autopilot is not engaged. After you have set your course, you press auto to engage the autopilot, +1 degree, -1, +10 degrees, -10, standby, and the rudder is free again. On the right helm station, we have the outside plotter, the controller for the engine, and the controller for the bow thruster. To start the engine, you need to press this button for 3 seconds, then wait for the display to power up, and then you press the start button. When the engine is running, you must always check that water is coming out on the left side of the yacht. To start the bow thruster, you need to press this blue button twice. To go right, you press this button, and to go left, you press this one. To switch off, you need to press this blue button once. In order not to overheat the motor and the battery, you should avoid using the bow thruster for extended periods of time. When you want to charge your batteries through the engine, you need to press this black button inside and open the revs. 1200 RPM is enough to charge the batteries. When you bring the lever in the middle, it disengages. To go forward, first put the gear and then open the throttle. To go reverse, you need to wait a few seconds, first put the reverse gear and then open the throttle. When sailing, the gear must always be in neutral position. To stop the engine, you need to keep pressing this button till the engine stops, and then press this button continuously till the display switches off. About the anchor winch. In order for the anchor winch to work, the engine must be running. The controller of the anchor winch is located inside the chain locker. This yacht has 80 meters of chain. To take down the anchor, for the first few meters till the anchor goes inside the water, you need to go slow. To take the anchor up, you go full speed till the anchor goes just outside the water. Then you need to go slow. When pulling the anchor up, the chain needs to be vertical with the surface of the sea. When sailing, the dinghy needs to be secured on the deck, and also you need to make sure that all the top hatches remain closed in order to avoid any kind of damage caused to them by the Genoa seats, and also to prevent water from coming inside the yacht. To open the Genoa, pull one of the 2 Genoa seats depending the wind direction, while at the same time slowly releasing the roller of the Genoa to open the Genoa smooth. To close the Genoa, start releasing the Genoa seat that it's in use, while at the same time pulling the roller in. This yacht has a battened mainsail with 2 reefs. To open the mainsail, you need to open the front clips and open the zipper all the way to the back. To open the mainsail, you need to steer the yacht facing the wind direction.